But let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, I've got him. I've got him. If he's not going to see me any... Oh, he's seen me. He's seen me. Okay, let's do this. Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Freeman, and once again, a new patch. A very, very quick new patch after the previous update. And, well, we've had a bit of an overhaul to the character menu here. And you can see that they have decided to add weapon points, which increase your accuracy and reduce recoil with the various weapon types. And I'm very excited to see what that's going to do to my accuracy, because you've seen me shoot. It's not exactly great from long range, but it's alright. Anyway, we also have a new commanding skill here. Each point increases the amount of units you can deploy by 10, and it cannot exceed a third of your leadership. So, if I were to do one more in leadership, I might be able to get a point in commanding, but at the moment, not entirely sure if that's worth it. But, as you can see here, this, in other words, instructor, that increases the amount of experience your soldiers can gain from combat by 10% per point. Now this cannot exceed a third of your leadership. So everything has kind of been gated off a little bit, so you have to increase the attributes in the top here to be able to unlock the attributes in the sort of skill point area. So that is a pretty big change, because before you were just able to go anywhere you wanted. So that's a big difference, and I think I'm actually gonna start speccing into... I'm actually thinking of speccing into looting a little bit here. A lot of these skill points are determined by intelligence, and you can already see here that I have a huge amount of intelligence, so that's not really going to make too much difference to me. So hopefully, I mean, there are no skills here that seem to be benefiting from agility at all. So it seems like most if not everything is intelligence based, with the exception of constitution being inventory, and I think instructor obviously being leadership, and commanding being leadership as well. So if you are playing an intelligence build, you're going to have a pretty easy time of getting your skill points filled out. If you're playing agility, then, well, that obviously is going to be a bit different, but that does technically only increase your movement speed and your stamina and so on and so forth, whereas intelligence does give you more XP and all that sort of thing. Anyway, we're going to be speccing all of our points into assault rifle here. I'm very rarely going to be using my pistol, if at all, and, well, we've seen how effective the SCAR can be, and so I'm going to use that. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to improve my marksmanship by another level here, and we're going to go... I was actually thinking of going for some more agility. Oh yeah, they've actually added some really cool things here in the form of, well, melee. Yes, they've actually added melee, and I'm going to be trying to buy some kind of melee weapon. And that means that I'm going to need to do something here. I'm going to need to spec at least a little bit of points in melee, and I think I'm going to go for another point in intelligence here, just so I can get another point in... okay, navigation I think is going to be good. Now, they have also changed the, well, shall we say, cost of upgrading units. So as you can see right here, a Juggernaut is now going to be upgraded with a cost of 831 credits, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy cost, but obviously that is to be expected. It is one of the better, actually one of the highest tier units you're probably going to be getting, so that's obviously the reason we have that. Now, do bear in mind that I have... technically this save game is a little bit different, because obviously they've tweaked a whole bunch of different things, and so this save game is a little bit different from the one we had in the previous patch. And the one that you're going to see quite glaringly is not here is actually Anna. Anna is not here. Our companion is not here for some reason. Don't know why that is, but I don't really mind at the moment, because, again, there's a whole bunch of hotfixes and various other changes coming, and we just have to be patient for that kind of stuff. Anyway, I am prepared. I have my ACOG scope. I have, well, some points in weapon proficiency now, so I should be a little bit more accurate when it comes to shooting. I don't have that much money as in comparison to before the patch, so I was only able to level up 2 of our Posner units, and that was it. And then I'm very, very low in terms of how much we have. I'm actually going to tell our forces to charge in here, because it seems like when they're proceeding with caution, they're a little bit too slow for my liking. So we're going to tell them to charge straight on in here and see what we can do. Do bear in mind we are outnumbered, but these fellows are just looters. These looters are not really going to make... I don't think they're going to be too much of a threat, shall we say. But yeah, then I say, oh, look at that, there's some looters, and then they just shoot me in the face. That could also happen. That could also happen. It's more than likely. It is more than likely, isn't it? Because, you know me, whenever I get overconfident about something, doesn't matter what it's in, you know, any game, then I'm probably going to get slapped for it in some way. And the game is just going to teach me a lesson. So let's actually take a look and see whether that's going to be the case here. I can't see any enemies right now, which I'm kind of surprised about. I mean, you can see... Ah! There we go. We see some. Okay, I'm going to tell my people to proceed with caution in just a second. Let's tell them to proceed with caution now. I think our guys are going to be really, really good at eliminating these enemies here. I mean, come on. They are obviously going to be much better than the looters in every single respect. It's just a bit unfortunate that I'm not able to level up those FCA units into juggernauts, because obviously that's going to give them that much needed power boost. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to afford to be able to do that once we have visited a couple of the other locations on the map, because as far as I'm aware, there are new events to partake in. There are also new areas on the map to look at, in other words, mines and farms and all kinds of things, because this patch is focused on improving the RPG and in sort of like the immersion of the game. And I haven't obviously seen anything of it yet, because you know what's happening by now. If you've seen the other seasons of Freeman and you know on my channel, then you'll know that generally what I like to do in a new season is approach everything from a blind standpoint on video, just so that you can actually see my first impression of what's actually going on, and well, just see my confused my confused focus just going everywhere, basically. Anyway, let's see what's actually going on. Okay, so there's a bunch of... Ah, there's one. Maybe I can... Oh, I hit him! I hit him from here? Wow, that's much better than it was, my accuracy. I'm probably not going to get another... No, I'm not going to get another hit now, because that was complete luck by the looks of things. Oh well, that happens, doesn't it? That very much happens. Okay, well, I only used 8 bullets, so it's not too bad. Just bear in mind that I don't actually have that many newspapers. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to try and... Ooh, bandit. Nice. Okay, so a bandit, I think... Does that give a lot more experience than it used to? No, I think I'm going to have to kill a looter to fully know what's going on with the experience game. Ah, I think it is. Oh, look at that! Your assault rifle proficiency actually does increase as you play. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I actually did not anticipate that. I actually thought that you're just going to get like 5 skill points every so often, and then you'd be able to spend them in whatever you like. So that's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And, oh no, don't die. Run. Okay, we need to be a bit careful here. I do have a med kit. Ah, phew. Okay, thankfully this bush is almost bulletproof. Not really. But yeah, thankfully our people are just absolute beasts, and they're defending me very, very well right there. But yes, I should really remember that I don't have that much armor. I mean, I have good armor, but I don't have that much HP to kind of compensate for any mistakes that I may make, so I probably need to level up my constitution just a little bit next time we gain a level. Ah, yeah, not able to get a shot on that guy, unfortunately. Okay, well, I think considering we are vastly superior in terms of firepower, I'm just going to tell my units to charge straight on in here, and I think we should be fine. It's 7 against 5. I don't think there are any armored marauders on the enemy side. If there were, then I might be a little bit more dubious about what we're doing. But at the moment, as you can see, everything seems fine, and I'm getting shot. That's okay. I'm just going to drop to the ground, and we're just going to be a little bit careful here. I'm actually kind of hoping I'll be able to buy a melee weapon pretty soon. Oh, the enemy squad... the enemy squad fled. I was actually kind of hoping we'd be able to kill him, but never mind. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of different weapons here, and I'm not being told what the sale value is. So I'm not entirely sure whether that's just because they're not going to tell you until you get to a marketplace. That's probably the reason, but they're not telling me the damage or anything else either. So that's a bit weird. Not entirely sure what's going on there. I'm also not getting any money from the inventory of our opponents. So maybe they're just compensating by giving us a whole bunch of extra weapons instead. That might be what's going on. Alright, so this is actually a bandit town, so it's probably a pretty bad idea that I stick around here for too long. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to go into the mill. Now I'm not entirely sure what we're doing here. I mean, this is all new to me. So let's actually just take a look. This is obviously the marketplace. Alright, okay, so now it will show the various damages and muzzle velocities and so on and so forth that you will see here. Okay, so I think that might actually need to be tweaked a bit, because obviously you want to see if a weapon that you pick up is better than what you had on beforehand. So maybe that, I think that's just a bug, a pretty minor bug that's going to be fixed, obviously. But yeah, I mean, we already kind of knew what these things were and what their damage was like and all that sort of thing. So we're just going to sell all these things. The merchant doesn't seem to have that much. I'm actually wondering, this is obviously a filter. I would assume, is this a filter? I'm actually unsure. I guess we'll just find out once I sell all these things. Oh, I can't sell I can't sell everything. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a little bit. You can buy wood here? I don't know why I'd want to buy wood. There must be something that is requiring wood in the game now. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but hopefully we'll find out as time goes on. Alright, so let's just take a look here. Oh, okay, it's just a sorting menu. Okay, it just basically sorts everything by order of what you want to see at the top here. So armor or weapons or whatever the case may be. Okay, that's cool. Unfortunately, I'm not... Oh, okay. So, this is obviously not a town. So, I will not be able to shop at the equipment vendor, and I won't be able to go into the weapon vendor either to purchase ammunition, because this is just a mill, you know, they're not going to have that kind of facility. You can, however, hire a couple of people here. You can hire militia squads and various other people like that, and then we can just leave. Okay, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I like that. So now let's go into the farm over there, and then we'll go to Antupik, and we'll try and see what's going on. Okay, so this is also a similar thing. They have special products here as well. I assume the special products there's a discount on vegetables. Now that's actually really cool. That is a cool way of doing things, because that means that if you're a little bit down on your luck and you don't have that much money, which we actually have quite a bit of money now, thankfully, but if we didn't, then we could quite easily just go around, try and find discounts on various items, and then just go from there. And I think that's a pretty cool way of doing it. So we're just going to sell this, sell the tent, sell gold ore for 594. That's crazy. That's pretty nice. I'm actually going to buy some vegetables. Why not? Yes, be a little bit healthy. There we go. And yeah, there we go. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to receive 1,000. That's pretty cool. Okay, I like this. I like the way this is going, because this means that we have smaller outposts, you know, so you don't actually have to go to big towns to get what you need, you know. So if you need a little bit of food or whatever the case may be, then you don't actually need to go and be annoyed by bandits being in your way or whatever, because there's always going to be some kind of small outpost that you'll be able to go to. And then, as you can see here, you have the weapon vendor, the equipment vendor, and obviously the food vendor. So I'm just going to go into the equipment vendor here just to see if there's anything new that I may need to get. I kind of would like to get a hat or a helm of some sort, but it seems like maybe that's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, it's going to be pretty expensive, isn't it? Oh, it's only 1,000. Wait, do I already have a helm, actually? I should probably check that real quick. Let's actually... No, we don't have a helm. So we just have a full gas mask. And the gas mask is... Well, it's actually giving us a pretty decent amount of armor. Not bad. Yeah, I think we've got some pretty good stuff on at the moment. Okay, so I'm actually going to buy that helm. That is much, much cheaper than what I've seen beforehand. I think I might get the Riot helmet, actually, because that's going to give me 25 extra. There's also some night vision goggles here, so if you want to, you can go for some night vision goggles. I might want to go for some tactical goggles. I don't think we have any of those at the moment, so let's just do that. I now have 1,900. I might be spending a little bit too much on these things. Ah, the tactical goggles go there. Ah, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? I actually thought that there was a separate slot for goggles, but that's okay, because if we, you know, are able to... we can actually, you know what we could do? We could actually equip our units with something like that. So if we wanted to, we could give these guys some goggles. So let's give them some goggles. There you go. So instead of using their regular equipment, which is this, they're actually going to gain a little bit of armor from that. So I think that's pretty nice. Now what we're also going to do is change the squad icon. I actually did that before, obviously. And there's Anna's portrait. I'm not entirely sure why she's not included in the game, but maybe there's going to be some revisions to the companion system or something along those lines. Okay, so I'm going to go for FCA kind of looking guy. So yeah, chocolate. Yes, fantastic. Okay, so that seems all very well and good. These guys have not leveled up into combat specialists, but you can see here, obviously the Juggernaut's 831 credits. That's a lot. And we're going to go into the weapon vendor now and take a look and see if I can find... Ah, there's a machete, 42 damage. It's only 300. That's very, very cheap. And then the combat knives, they are actually usable now. So, remember, you know, me selling all those combat knives? Yeah, they're actually usable now. That's pretty cool. Is there anything else? There's an axe. A tactical axe for 50 damage? Wow, that's actually pretty good. I like this. I'm actually going to buy the axe. And we're going to see what we can do with it. Going to buy another first aid kit because we're probably going to need it. Going to buy some more ammo and I think we're good. Okay. Now is there... Oh, now we can attack this town if we want to. It's probably not the best idea. And we can also sleep here. Now I am assuming that this is a variant of what Mount and Blade does, is to kind of wait for some time kind of thing. And sleeping I think actually makes a lot of sense because obviously... You know, maybe if you don't want to fight at nighttime like I don't usually, then that's a really, really good way of going about it. And we're going to put the axe there. Not entirely sure how to use it. Maybe I'm going to need to take a look at the keybinds for it. I'm just going to put a bunch of grenades on there and all that stuff, and we have some beer there as well. Alright, so yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And now maybe if I could find a quest, because I think that the escort mission has been... fixed, I think. So that would be kind of cool to check that out. I'm gonna attack these guys. There are 20 of them. There are 20 of them, but I think we should be okay. So let's put them in here, and then we're gonna tell them to go this way, this way, this way, and that is all very well and good. Okay, nice. And we have 6 newspapers, magazines, clipperzines, whatever you want to say. And that's pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. And where are my people? Ah, they were all the way over there. I should have moved myself over there as well, but my bad. Okay, so let me see. Can I... Where's my... Ah, there's my weapon. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, this is going to be pretty interesting. And you know what I'm actually going to say right now? I'm going to say that adding melee weapons... Even though they're very dangerous to use, not for the enemy, but more for yourself, because obviously you're going to get probably shot down before you get into range, but adding melee weapons adds a whole new dimension to how you're going to build your character, because right now, I mean, well, shall we say, prior to adding melee weapons, what are the ways that you can build your character? Well, there's basically only really one way of doing it, and that is, of course, speccing into ranged weapons as much as possible, right? Yeah, spending points into leadership and commanding and making yourself into the best commander, or speccing into more of a Juggernaut style and improving your HP and improving the amount of damage that you're able to take. And agility hasn't really had that much, shall we say, presence in the sort of character build. You know, not since the very early versions of Freeman, where you would spec into agility to improve your accuracy and things like that. So, you know, from there, you kind of think to yourself, okay, so agility, it's kind of not very useful in the previous patch. But now, it kind of makes me want to try out a melee build where you spec into agility instead of intelligence. You improve your movement speed by a super high amount and improve your stamina, and you wear relatively light armor, so you're able to move very, very quickly. And then you just run around with reasonably high HP as well, because obviously you're going to spec into Constitution too, and you're going to completely ignore spending points, and indeed ignoring actually firing a weapon. And I don't know whether that's really going to work. I think that's probably going to be really, really difficult. So for those of you that are looking for an amazing challenge, I guess that's going to be the way you want to try it out. But yeah, I think that could be a really, really viable way to play at some point. I'm not entirely sure if it's viable right now, but I think that could be a really, really fun build in the future. So yeah, maybe not. I mean, I'm going to try out the axe when I can. I mean, if there's, you know, if there's like vastly fewer enemies than there are now, then I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, I'll try and shoot a couple of them, and then we'll, you know, close in for the axe kill. And I think that could actually work quite nicely. And I mean, you can see here that I'm actually not much better with the proficiency, so it seems like they've scaled it just enough to make it not overpowered to have any points in the proficiency, which is pretty good. You know, good balancing. And yes, we're doing pretty well in terms of being able to actually kill guys, so not too bad about that. Yes, it's too far away in my opinion for the Scar. I mean, I just don't have enough in the marksmanship skill anyway, so that is obviously something to take into account. And it seems as soon as an enemy squad flees, it really makes a huge difference to how much you're able to get rid of in terms of enemy presence. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to try and see if I can get close. Yeah, okay, so that's obviously the issue. Trying to get a kill when there's only like 1 or 2 enemies remaining and your units are, you know, absolutely murdering them, that's obviously a bit of an issue. But maybe I just left it a little bit too long there. That's probably the case. Okay, so, look at this. I was talking about this in one of the previous episodes. Isn't that crazy? They actually added an imprison all button. And that's exactly what I love to see, because now I can just hit this button and there you go. We imprisoned all the captured prisoners and now I don't have to go through them all and click it. Isn't that oh wow, that's fantastic. That is really, really fantastic. Thank you very much for that, really. Because games like Mount & Blade and, well, others, you know, grand strategy games and all that sort of thing, they do like to give you a huge amount of micromanaging to do. And some of the time, that is kind of okay to do, but other times it kind of just gets on my nerves. My nerves personally. I know some people enjoy that sort of thing, and that's all very well and good, you know, personal preference and everything. Oh, there's actually a bridge over here. But yeah, personally, I love to be able to just do one button clicks and then just have something that is kind of just regular busy work done immediately. I think that's really nice. Okay, so we have advanced in level, and we have another 2 skill points. Well, attribute points here, and I think I'm actually going to start speccing a little bit more into marksmanship, but if I spend these 2 points into intelligence right now, I'm actually unsure what to do here. So if I spec into marksmanship right now, that actually gives me another 10 assignable weapon points, which is pretty nice. So I'm actually going to be improving my marksmanship once again, and this also improves your maximum level of your weapon proficiency. So that's really nice in itself. Okay, I'm just going to spend a couple of points in assault rifle, and then we're going to spend another point in looting, I guess. Alright, well, now that we've specced into our proficiency points, and we actually have 41 out of 100 now, so I assume that our accuracy is going to be a lot better. Oh yeah, and they've also, I think, added an extra slot here so that I'm able to, yeah, so Now, for those of you that don't know, obviously in the previous versions of Freeman, you haven't really been able to put anything else in the launcher slot. But now they've made it so that you can actually use a secondary, if you know what I mean. So you can use a pistol, a regular primary assault rifle, SMG, whatever you want to use, sniper rifle, and then you can use another weapon like that. So you can use, you know, whatever you like, a sniper rifle or an assault rifle, another one, and you can have all kinds of things going on with it. So I personally think that's a fantastic change as well, because, I mean, if you are fighting in this kind of environment, you're surely going to have some kind of backup weapon, aren't you? Oh well, I think so at least. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to head back to Antipil here, because what I'd like to do is just sell the various loot that I gained from that fight, because my wages are going to be coming up, and I'd very much like to avoid having them absolutely murder me because I'm unable to pay them. So let's just see if I can sell all these things. There we go. I mean, this actually does add up very, very quickly. And that's, I think, the reason why there is no actual, quote-unquote, cash to be gained from the battles any further. Because before, you'd gain some cash, and then you'd be like, whoa, look at that, just gained 2,000 from cash, and then I just gained a little bit from weapons and so on and so forth. But maybe that adds a little bit more to the immersion factor. Because if you think about it, what bandits are going to be running around with 2,000 in cash? I mean, they might be, but for the most part, I think that is maybe a little bit unbelievable. But now that you're able to gain a huge amount of weapons and armor and all that sort of thing, and you can decide what you want to do with them, like you can give them to your companions, you can give them to your new recruits, because obviously, you know, this is an existing save of mine, so it kind of makes sense that I am, you know, kind of a little bit more powerful than a new start would be. But if you think about how it would be with a new start, you know, you just have your regular new recruits, and those new recruits would not be very well geared, and you want to get some new gear for them, don't you? So what do you do to get some new gear for them? Well, you fight something, and then they drop a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff, and you can upgrade your squads as you go. Now, what I'd like to do here is get a little bit better at trying to persuade these guys to join us. So what we're going to do is we're just going to propaganda and then bribe them. Oh, that actually didn't work. And that also didn't work. Great. Okay, I guess I'm gonna... I guess I'm just gonna release that guy. Really, I'm very good at this, you can tell. I'm very good at this. Okay, so what about torturing him? Okay, let's do that then. And propaganda? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that actually worked. Nice. Okay, so let's persuade to join him. We convinced Luther to join our side. Your army grows in strength. Alright, so propaganda? That didn't work. Okay, so it seems like I need to torture and then propaganda. Oh, that worked. Oh, that worked like nothing else. Okay, thank you very much. There we go. That's what we like to see. Okay, so now we've added another bunch of guys to our army here. Unfortunately, they're kind of low in HP at the moment, so I'm just going to let them stay in the unassigned area just until they get back on their feet. Literally. And we're going to level up these guys now. So they are now combat specialists, and they are going to be leveling up into Pozner sharpshooters. And I'm going to get another juggernaut here, and I think I'm going to get 2 more juggernauts. There we go. And let's reward the troops. There we go. Alright. So now we can head onward. And I'd actually like to partake in a mission of some kind, but unfortunately I can't seem to find one. Oh, you can also, by the way, see that the map is not fully uncovered when you are far away. So basically you can only see things that are in your vicinity, which is actually a pretty cool way of going about things, because then you are having to explore a lot more to sort of know where everything is, and you kind of have to use your mind and your memory a little bit just to find where you need to go. So let's have a look here. Alright, so we can hire some people here. I don't know whether I really want to do that. We could take a look at their goods and see if they have any other kinds of melee weapons. It doesn't seem like it. So that's alright. I mean, I really don't mind too much. I mean, I haven't even been really able to use the one melee weapon that I've been granted. So shall I see if I can... I'd like to try and find one. Is the escort mission still available? I hope it is, but if it isn't, then well, I understand. Okay, so what about this? Yeah, we can just hire some people here. Alright, I'm actually just going to take a look around the map and see if I can find the escort mission. If not, then I guess we'll just find another fight, and we'll see if I can try and finally use my melee weapon in combat. Ah, just as I was talking about trying to find that escort mission, I literally missed it. I was literally running right by it, and apparently it doesn't have one of those markers anymore that says, there's an escort mission here. It's an actual little white circle that you have to find, and then a little car to kind of give you that sort of interpretation of an escort mission. So, yeah, anyway, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, this is going to be pretty difficult in my opinion, because this is... Wait a minute, can I not? Can I not do... Oh, okay. So apparently the button is a bit broken. The button is a bit broken at the moment, so I will be unable to participate in the escort mission. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but maybe that's the reason why the tag of the escort mission was disabled at this time, because it's maybe not ready just yet, because there is going to be another update pretty soon with some additional fixes and, you know, all kinds of things. So anyway, let's go with our singular squad, and we're just going to tell them to go straight off over here, and that's it. There we go, let's do it. Alright, I'm ready. Okay, so this is the thing. I only have 4 clipazines remaining, so it's gonna be a bit we have to be a bit careful. I actually didn't see the composition of the enemy fighters, so we might be in some trouble here, but I think we should be fine. I mean, I have just leveled up a whole bunch of juggernauts, and I did get 2 Posner combat specialists, so we should be absolutely fine. But you never know, one of these days it's gonna be those times where we go into a fight and we're perfectly fine and capable and feeling good, and then it's just disaster, catastrophe will strike, and then we'll be, well, down on our luck, shall we say. Alright, so there they are already. They're over there. Oh, they're actually moving very, very close to us, and I'm actually going to tell my people just to proceed with caution right now. This is actually not good for us. I actually feel like we might be in some trouble here. And you know what I'm going to do? I actually might decide... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw a grenade. I know. It's unheard of, isn't it? Me throwing a grenade. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I don't know where that went, but hopefully somewhere good. Okay, I killed one. And that improved my assault rifle. That improved my assault rifle proficiency. Okay, I'm happy with that. And there you go, I killed another one. Okay, my grenades are not that effective, but they're alright. As long as they're killing something, I don't really mind. Nice. Take that guy down. This actually seems like the kind of area that you would want to be doing some melee in, but I'm a bit worried about it. There's 12 enemies remaining. Should I go in? Should I go in with my axe? I don't really want to do that at the moment. I mean, there's still 11 remaining. That's a bit much, isn't it? Isn't that a bit much? Okay, I can't see any. There's one over here. I mean, it's going to need a couple of hits to be able to eliminate these guys. That was a bandit. It's probably best to try and kill a looter with a melee weapon, because obviously that is the lowest tier of unit that you're going to be facing. Probably the least dangerous as well. Oh, there seems to be someone over here that I can maybe kill. This is going to be bad. This is going to be a bad idea. Where is he? I don't know where he is. Maybe I should just try and sneak around a little bit. I guess this is where camouflage comes in handy. Yeah, you certainly want to have some camouflage, I guess, if you're going to be attempting to melee. Okay, come on now. Maybe. Okay, here we go, here we go. I'm going to use the environment. My units are giving me covering fire. Let's go. Oh, I thought there was actually someone behind this bush here. Well. Never mind. There is actually someone over here, though. I think. Really? Really? Oh, wow, they're in the open? Oh, that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Oh well, never mind. Okay, it seems like I might not be able to get a melee kill then, even though that was kind of my goal. That was kind of my goal. I mean, you know, as soon as melee weapons are implemented in any game, you certainly need to try and get a melee kill as soon as possible. But let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, I've got him. I've got him. If he's not going to see me any... Oh, he see me. He see me. Okay, let's do this. Did you... Did you just steal that, you FCA Grenadier scoundrel? I can't believe it. Okay, well, I actually almost made it to him. Almost. Oh, we can sneak up on this guy. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Thanks. Okay. That's fun. That's really fun. That is actually really fun. Okay, so yeah. Melee seems to actually work pretty nicely. If you're able to dodge the AI's focus, then you should be able to get a couple of kills with it. And I can just say and suggest, if you're wanting to use melee, now that the new update has hit, obviously, with the melee weapons, then I'd highly recommend speccing into agility and seeing where you can go from there. Oh, there we are actually getting some money. We are actually getting some money. That's almost 1,000. That's very nice. Tents are usually better than flashlights, so I'm just going to take a tent instead. And we're going to go on from there. Oh yeah, there we go. We're going to take all these guys. Thank you very much. Imprison all. Oh, that button is just fantastic. It really is. Very much like that. Okay, well, that will be it for this episode. Very nice to see the new changes. And join me for Freeman next time. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.